Hi, welcome to Granite Shirts. Today we have for you an experiment. We will take this granite sample and this marble sample and stain them. We have soy sauce for the granite and then the blue cheese dip for the marble. Why would we do that? Well, so that we can show you how easy it is to remove stains from these stones with two products that we have for you today. One of them is the DuPont Oil Stain Remover. This one will be applied to the marble for the oily stain from the dip. And then we will make a poultice out of 12% hydrogen peroxide and baby powder, which is talcum essentially. We'll make a poultice out of that and then apply that to the granite and show you how effective that can be on organic stains. So let's get to it. We're going to start with the marble, and we will put a small spot of blue cheese dip. Time to do the granite now, so let me open the soy sauce. Here we go. That should do it. Okay, so we have our stains forming. We'll return in 3 to 4 hours to check on them and then start the removal process with the poultice and the old stain remover. All right, so it's been 3 hours since we left the samples alone. You can see the staining right around where we left the stuff. Let's clean it off and see how it really looks like. But let's start with the marble. I'm going to just remove the excess. All right. Well, you can see the stain right in the center, right where it was. This is an oil stain that just darkens the color. We'll see if we can get that off. Now let's take a look at the granite. Okay, this one's gonna need a little bit more than just wiping it, so I'm going to use an AGM Daily Granite Cleaner. It's awesome for getting all kinds of stuff like this. I'm gonna let it sit for a few seconds, let it soak the stain. All right. And here we go. So clearly we have stains on both samples. Now let's see how we can remove them. As I've mentioned before, for the oily stain on the marble, we will use the DuPont Oil Stain Remover. This is a commercial product. Essentially, we have to mix this for a little bit so that it's nice and consistent. All right, so now you want to apply it enough to create a layer that's about 1/4 inch thick, and you want to go beyond the area of the stain so that to make sure that it fully covers it. I think this is pretty much all it needs. Now let's take care of the granite. I have measured out about 1/3 of a cup of the talcum powder, and we have here the hydrogen peroxide. So what you have to do is just add little by little to this mixture and just make a paste from it. You want the consistency of this paste to become a little bit thinner than, say, peanut butter. And again, you want to mix it very thoroughly. Okay. All right, nice and smooth. So now let's apply it to the surface. And again, you want to cover the whole stain and then some. After we apply the poultice to the stone, we will now seal it with plastic wrap like this. Okay. And I'm going all the way right to the edge over here, but that's okay. And then we'll secure that with just regular masking tape. It's a little easier on the bigger surface. And the last piece. We have both of the stain removers working on the stone already. Tomorrow we will remove the plastic wrap from this one, from the granite, and then we'll let them run for another 24 hours to complete the cycle, remove them from the surface, and hopefully there won't be any more stains. So I'll see you tomorrow. Hi, we're back on day 2 of our experiment. We will remove the plastic wrap from the poultice, but first I wanted to talk to you about the marble sample. You see it's gotten pretty dark around the outside of the stain, and that's because the oil stain remover, the moisture from it, is penetrating the stone to help loosen up and remove the oil from inside of it. So that's normal, don't worry, this will basically dry out after 2 or 3 days. So now let's get rid of the seal from the poultice. Okay. So we don't need that anymore. The poultice is still wet. We need to give it 2 or 3 days to dry out and turn back into powder form. The oil stain remover, that will become more of a clay-like consistency. So let's give it 2 or 3 days to dry out completely, and then we'll remove them, and hopefully there won't be any stains left. Welcome to day 3 of our experiment. Today we will remove the poultice and the oil stain remover from the samples and take a look at our result. So let's start with the marble. To remove the oil stain remover from the sample without scratching it up, I'll be using just a flat razor blade, and you'll want to just basically scrape it like this. So let's do just that. And this is just gonna crumble up. All right. Okay, so stain is gone. We have a successful result. So now let's move on to the poultice. Okay. As you can see, it turned back into powder form. So this one we actually have to follow up with cleaning the regular granite cleaner. So let's do that next. To clean it off completely, we will use the AJM Daily Granite Cleaner and just a paper towel. Just 1 spray or 2 will be fine. Just want to remove the residue from the surface. And here we go. So we have a complete success. We removed the soy sauce from the granite and the oil stain from the marble. To make the poultice, to remove the stains from the granite, it cost us about $15 for the supplies, but those will last you for about 10 applications, more than what you need. And then the oil stain remover for the marble, that costs $8 from MrStone.com, and you can probably do it for 2 stains, but make sure to close the lid right after you use it the first time. That's it for today's Granite Shorts, and we hope to see you next time.